all I'd be watching. It's nothing but like, gang shit,
Jail,
no jumper,
jail,
like yeah,
right?
jail
Jail shit.
shit. So it's like I was already watching it, but I didn't really think to talk about it. Then I, got a show on World Star called Behind Bars, and
Right,
I was interviewing people in jail. And the whole point of the show is basically the last question, which is, what's your message to the youth? Because we're not trying
right,
to glamorize it. We're trying to more like show you that this shit's no joke. You don't want to, because I've, like growing up in Brooklyn, you have so many of these like white kids that like think, that they could go to the hood and do like fuck shit. And then when they go to Rikers, they're not prepared for what the fuck is over there. So it's more about,
right.
this show is like to
You've
tell
been in
people you
jail
don't want to play.
before.
Hmm?
You've been in jail before.
No, I've been to bookings, but the only time I've been to prison is like to visit my man. So I have the woman's perspective of like,
You got a
what
man.
that's
You got a
like.
man in prison.
Yeah, my ex did a bit in he was in MDC, then Rikers, then Franklin Correctional, but right before that he was in downstate. So
Mhm.
that's what I bring to the table. But also my other co-host, he's from Brooklyn, he's from Brownsville. Shout out
Mhm.
Joseph P. He just got out after doing 22 years for like a bank robbery and an attempted. And then we have the big homie Jay Burton. He's from LA. He's been down for 36 years. He got arrested at 16 and got a 25 to life, and they still haven't let him out. My bad.
It's
I know
okay.
you're super busy, but I
No,
really
no, no.
appreciate
That's
you
all
for being
right.
here.
It's
Nah,
all right.
you are. Every time I see your story, you're like always doing some lit shit. When's the last time you
It's
just had like a week where you're just like not doing nothing?
not a week, a day maybe. Not a week
Right?
though. Yeah. I mean,
Shit. What is
listen, trying to be busy is good because it's like we trying to do things. We trying to not have too much idle time and constantly trying to you know continue to strive. You know what I mean?
yeah. What does it feel like though to be a New York legend and be out here and
A
not like locked
legend.
up in jail?
I never used that word for myself
You don't feel like
ever.
that?
A legend. I hear people throwing that word around a lot. You know what I mean about legend. You know what I mean. I still feel like I'm still creating my legacy. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about prison. I'm starting to get more into giving back, right? So I did 10 years and I came home, I got into the music, whatever, right? So I've been recently going back to Rikers Island, right?
Okay.
I was just there, I want to say last week or a week and a half ago. Um, I've been there a couple times, but we I'm gonna be doing a program there. And I went to the fall building, which is the building that I was in as a kid, and then I went to OBCC last week. So my thing is about actually being giving them some inspiration and some motivation behind what's really going in a real way. I got a book coming. It's called The Art of Freedom.
Yeah.
The Art of Freedom is not like a story about my life. It's about like my views and strategy for like niggas that's either just getting out of jail or about to be out. It's like you need this book when you come out because this is gonna help you. You read a chapter a day.
What
This
is it
going
called again?
It's called The Art of Freedom. It's almost done.
The Art of
So this is
Freedom.
like a guide. This is like my philosophy on how to stay free. You understand?
Please let me know when it drops so I can buy a
Yeah,
copy.
yeah. Because so many people we see so many times, like dudes. I got family. We all got family. They go to prison, they come out, they go right back again. So I feel like this book, you know, um, should be a part of the curriculum in state prisons and even federal prisons because they need something that like a guide, like a you know what I mean. It's like my 48 laws of power, but the street version for like maintaining your freedom.
To
On how
like
to do
not go
that.
to jail.
Yeah. Not right. So like being successful at being free.
Yeah.
You see, first, everybody want to be successful. Everybody want to be lit, but we gotta be successful at being free first and foremost. And being successful don't mean you gotta be a rapper. Yeah, so successful at being free. I think it's dope. I think it's needed. I think it's necessary. You know what I mean? We can't be out here pushing a line on and doing all the things that we're doing and not trying to inspire and give back. I was an inmate just like anybody else at one point. You know what I mean? I was a young nigga that didn't know what he was gonna do with his life, trying to figure it out. I was at OBCC last week, right? And they had a program there. They had like a something special there for fathers. It was dope where they had, outside food. They had the parents and baby mothers bringing up the kids. Uh, they allowed the inmates to put on suits. It was dope. And what was so ironic about that, that's the same jail that I found out that I was gonna be a father. So when I was on my violation, I was in OBCC and I called home and she like, yo, listen, I'm pregnant. I'm like, what?
Damn.
So right. So it's life sometimes come full circle.
Damn, a lot of people I've heard found out that they were going to be fathers while they're in jail. And the first
Right.
thing that comes to mind is like, well, I'm trying to be there for the kid. It's like, why is it that
Yeah.
all the fathers that want to be there for their kid, they're locked up? And the ones that are deadbeats are all out running around here.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. I,
So
I'm lucky though.
what's
I'm
your
I'm
advice on
fortunate.
staying? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, 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 yeah.
What would be your advice on staying out? Because a lot of people have a problem staying out because, once it's like you go to jail one time, you keep going back.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get it. I understand. I understand, people got to do what they got to do to survive. But right now, it's information is power. So many things that you could do. You know what I mean? Like, we got information, at our fingertips. So many other things we could do outside of just being in the street. You know, educate yourself as much as possible while you're in prison. Learn as much as possible about something that you want to do outside being in the street, because we already see what that's going to get us. We already see what that does. So my advice is one, figure out what you want to do, and dedicate some time to trying to actually learn it. And application is everything, because people do a lot of talking about, especially like when in jail, you hear all the niggas in jail. Yo, when I get out, I'm gonna do this. When I get out, I'm gonna do that. Yo, I'm gonna have this when I do this. And it's like I hear it, and then when you get out, like, you forget the lessons that you learned in the can. One thing about the can is it teaches you patience. It teaches you patience. You got to be patient. You don't got no choice. So you got to use that when you come home.
Yeah.
Be like, everything is not going to happen the way you want it to happen, as fast as you want it to happen. So you got to keep that in mind. So it's a process. It's not easy.
I was just talking to LOBX yesterday, and he said that he'd be going to Rikers too, and that
Hmm.
he's a part of a program that basically teaches the inmates like a trade. Because if they
Right.
had a trade, like we go to high school, they don't even
Right.
teach us about taxes. They don't prepare us for the world. But if they
Nah, they
taught us
don't.
trades, even that would help us not go, people not go to jail and have something to actually do.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the story of our lives, right? So it's like we grow up and we don't know what the fuck to do because we don't know shit, right? We getting information from our parents that didn't know nothing. They got it from their parents that didn't know nothing. So it's, oh, we working with what we got. But now it's almost no excuse because we got phones. It's like we don't even got to go to a library. This
Yeah,
shit is the information superhighway right here. So
we
the thing
literally.
is, like, as far as prison is concerned, as far as trades, I think that's dope. I mean, it give them the opportunity to learn as much as possible. I'm setting up my own program with Rikers Island right now. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's not in stone, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be going back a lot, and we're gonna be bringing them some stuff, and we're gonna be doing things in there that's gonna help, try to benefit them.
So you were arrested. I mean, arrested. You were locked up for 10 years. What
Hmm.
was Rikers like for anyone that's never even been there?
Back then, so I was an adolescent back then. It was 17. It was very violent. We was cutting each other all the time. You know, razor tag.
Buck
Um,
50.
yeah, all that. Yeah, all that.
I feel like they
Yeah.
still do that. Like we kept that tradition alive.
Nah, it ain't. It's
No?
not. It's not nearly as what it used to be. Hell no. It
Damn.
happens. It definitely still happens, but it's not like what it used to be. Early '90s. Nah. Mm-mm.
You were in Rikers the whole time, or did you get transferred?
I spent a year on Rikers Island. I
Damn.
was in the Bing for what, 9 months, and then I had a 5 to 15. I went. up north. I was in Elmira twice, Coxsackie, Clinton, Southport twice, uh, Comstock, Auburn. I was in over 10 different prisons, some jails twice. Yeah,
They kept having to move you? Did you get into a
yeah.
lot of fights?
I was getting to a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Were they
Yeah.
trying to add time on you because you were getting in trouble, or were they just like,
Well,
nah, just move?
I got rearrested before. I caught a new charge on the island before. Yeah, yeah. But um, I was mostly, having disciplinary, activity, action taken against me. I only caught one real new charge. I got rearrested once, and yeah, I think I got what 90 days for that. Um, but other than that, it was just all basically in-house institutional discipline. They put you in the box for a year or two. You get out, you do something else, they put you in box, for another year or two. So
And what
that
does
was
that
what
do
it
to
was
you
like.
mentally, being in a
Huh.
box, literally by yourself?
Um, Now I realize that it fucks you up in a way that it's hard to describe. Because the thing is, I always felt like it did nothing to me. But when I got to the real world, I understood that it was certain things about me that I just ain't have. You know what I mean? And I had to work on.
Okay, so you said you've been to 10 different prisons,
Yeah,
and they kept having to move you. What
yeah.
was the craziest shit you ever seen being in one of those that till this day you're like, wow?
So being in the all right, so I've been in the box a lot, right? I was in everything that they got to discipline you, everything they could do to you. Fucking plexiglass, anything that you got that they built, S Block, whatever, Southport, whatever. Um, the thing that I would never get involved with is throwing shit.
Yeah.
That is the most craziest shit ever, man. Like I watch niggas literally shit in cups, save it, do shit with it. I don't know, just and then throw it. I- So they got counselors in the prison that come by to your cell when you're in the box for whatever various reasons. I need a phone call or I need something. To check on you for social services or whatever. Right. I remember it was a neighbor of mine, or maybe like he was like two cells down, and it was this lady that came. She came by his cell, and he hit her with that cup of shit, and she ran past my cell, and I just remember seeing her with shit on her fingers and in her hair and her face. And the smell of that is so horrible. It's just like, damn. I never was with the piss and shit throwing. I seen it happen a lot of times. I never was with it though. If I had a problem with somebody, I wouldn't get into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would make the COs treat me way worse after that. So it's like,
Yeah,
do I really want to?
but when you don't care, you got to think like so. Prison is at the bottom of the totem pole of life, right? And then so you got general population, you know, but then you got the box, SHU. If prison is the bottom totem pole of life, what is the box? That's underneath.
Yeah.
So now you already at the basement. You underneath the basement now. You see? So you run into people that don't really have it all up here, and you run into people that don't even give a fuck no more. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care about nothing. I
Yeah.
don't care about throwing shit, pissing, whatever. Getting more box time, getting more time. I don't care. Like you run into that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you take a person who's already probably not mentally okay because society's told them you're not allowed to even talk about your emotions, and now you torture them thinking you're rehabilitating them, but you're just making people way worse because anyone will
Right.
go crazy. What do you think is the
Right.
worst torture method that they use? The box, right?
Yeah, I think that's I mean, you lock a man in, a small cage for 23 hours every single day. You come out and go to another cage. This is animal shit, right? So what does that do to what? Imagine putting a dog in a room for a year straight. What did that do to him? So he's socially, awkward. Like the man is, has issues that he don't even know about. That can be lack of empathy, a certain level of anxiousness, fucking just so many issues that you can possibly have after being in situations like that you don't even realize. And then you get out and you realize that you're a little bit different. Like you don't communicate the same as everybody else. You don't have empathy like everybody else. Like uh you you're not as in tune with human feeling like everybody else, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like that is the reason why you stay so busy now? Because
Now I'm just ambitious,
yeah,
and I know what it feel like to I think prison for me was like, damn, if I could do jail, I could get out and do anything.
yeah.
If I could spend my life in here and go through all this, I can get out, appreciate my freedom, and do like sky's the limit, do anything, you
Did you
know?
know you wanted to do music before you went to
No, no,
jail?
no, no. Music came while I was there in the box at
Damn.
that. Yeah, I was never no rapper.
What happened? Did you write something or did you start thinking like
It was a
I could do?
Friday night. It was a Friday night. I was in Southport. I was doing a year. And dudes was on the gallery rapping, and I heard them, and I was just so inspired by that. The next day, I wrote me my first rap.
Do you remember
Yeah.
it?
It was some stressed out. Tupac was like, "Oh, I'm living in the cell. This feels like hell." It was something like that. What's up, brother? How you feeling? Yeah, it started in there. I ain't never, I was never on no rap shit.
Damn. So obviously if you had a trade before you ever went to prison, then you would have never went there. But then you would have never been you would have not had the life you have
Everything,
now.
right? Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. So I
Yeah.
believe that. I believe in the universe. I believe that what's meant to be will be. So it's like, if for some reason it was meant for me to go through what I've been through, um, so that I could be here today. Period.
And you've been doing a lot. Like besides you, I always see you performing. You do a show
Hmm.
with Angela Yee every morning.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's so funny. Like you guys talk about like the funniest, the craziest shit. People be calling in and like
Oh, okay.
confessing the craziest shit. Like I'm, I don't know if I'm gay. I'm getting married to a woman, but I have like 15 men who fuck me in the ass. It's like, what the hell? Like, why are people so comfortable telling you things?
I don't know why. I don't know. This is a wild world we live in, right? What
Yo,
is happening outside? I think a lot of it be capped though, but who knows?
I don't
I think
know
so.
because like, these people be living that life. What's something
Uh,
you could reveal that's happened recently that you was like, what the
like
hell?
like a secret?
Not it don't gotta be a secret. Some
What?
crazy shit that happened to you recently.
I don't know. It's something that
Maybe a
life is
confession,
new.
like you fucked up a girl and her mom and the grandma type
Oh,
shit.
nah, 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 nah.
No?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay, so I know what I want to ask. What do you think
What?
about the state of podcasting today? Because you see a lot of gangsters slash podcasters, and I always said I don't think you could be a gangster and a podcaster. What do you think about that?
I like that. I like that YouTube is giving niggas opportunity to do something other than go to jail. Like
Yeah.
you could take your story and come on here and do something with it. But the flip side of that is a lot of dudes use it in a negative way. You know what I mean? They just talking crazy. It's all about the race to get views. So they doing the most.
Talking about crimes they committed and
Not
gay
even,
shit on
or
camera.
either that or other people.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Don't talk yourself into an indictment. You know, um, but then it's the talking about everybody else. So it's if you using the platform and you making it work for yourself, who am I to really judge that? You know what I mean? But I like that it gives people the opportunity to do something different.
Yeah, true. Would you ever? Oh, so I was watching your Vlad interviews, and one of the videos was the honey. You talking about the honey bun situation? So, have you ever
But
seen anyone actually get a honey bun put on their bed in jail?
nah, I ain't never seen that. Mm-mm. I
No,
was telling Vlad that I never seen none of that. I ain't never really seen no overly crazy shit when it came to that because it was like the niggas that wanted to be gay was gay.
yeah.
I
Oh,
wasn't
you think
seeing
it's more
nobody.
open? It's not really like a
Yeah,
secret.
it's open. Yeah, right. It's right. The people that's gay is gay. They outside. They walking in the yard amongst themselves. They eating with themselves. Like I never really was seeing nobody get raped and none of that shit. You know, the niggas that
Maybe they got
Mhm.
knocked out first, so they didn't really yell a lot.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
whatever was going on. Like nigga, I mean, nobody was really hiding being gay, or the niggas that wanted to, you know, be in relationships. They was all outside. I seen niggas get married
Yeah. To other men?
in the yard.
Oh,
Yes,
you could do
fact. Yeah.
that?
No, you not. It's not a real wedding, but yeah.
Oh, like a jail, like a prison wedding where they're like
Hmm.
pretending that they're getting. Oh, that's
Hmm.
sweet,
Hmm. Hmm. Fact.
romantic. You know,
Well, man, that's what you said.
I'm saying for that's romantic. Like
Yeah.
that's if I'm picturing myself in
Well,
prison. I have like a girlfriend, like a big girl, and if she proposed,
a
that'd be
big
nice.
girl. You like girls?
Yeah, I like girls. Every
Nice. I
girl
like.
likes girls.
But every girl don't act on it. Do you act on it?
I mean, shit. If they're gentlemen,
A
if she a
gentleman
gentleman,
girl.
maybe.
If she's a gentleman, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know
she
if a
got to be
woman.
feminine. She can't look bush, but
She
she got to be like feminine, but
she
a gentleman. She got to be the
a
man.
feminine gentleman is crazy.
There's a
That's
lot of
right.
those. I'm telling you, like a bad bitch, but she acts like a man. She wants to open your door, take you out, pay for things. I'm telling
Got
you.
it. Got it. No, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
You've never had a woman take you out, and I'm pretty sure that's happened many times.
Of course. Of
Okay.
course. Of
So
course.
imagine that same girl, but she's also into girls.
I would. Hey, I wouldn't have it no other way. I'm for that. I like that for you.
Facts. Thank you.
I promote that.
But yeah, okay. So do you want to do more radio? Do you think you want to go to doing more music?
I mean, we doing everything.
Everything. Do you want
Doing
to get into
everything.
acting? I want to see you on like Power.
I've been I've been in movies. You
Okay.
know.
No, I know you've been in movies. I'm saying like what is because you
The
feel
thing
like you're not a
about
legend yet, but everyone else feels that way. What do you feel like
the
you
thing
you have?
about the thing about acting, I like it. It's cool. Like I'm actually working on Gravesend. That's a show. It's a mob show that comes on Prime. With Will DeMeo. It's a lot of classic Italian actors is in that right there. Shaz Palminteri is in it. This is William DeMeo. This is his show, and we doing season 3. They got Shaq in there. I'm in there with him. Um, so yeah, I'm. It's cool, but I'd rather be a part of producing something. So I got stuff that I'm working on myself. That we gonna see through.
Yeah. So do
Yeah.
you feel like when you do music, you're more in your element, like you just like the vibe better?
Nah, I feel like I could do everything.
Yeah.
Feel like that's the great time about that's the great thing about the time we living in is that you can actually go in the studio, knock out your project, get up in the morning, go on the radio, lead a radio, go to a set. You can do everything. Leave there, get on the phone with your editor, talk about your book. You can do everything in your power, right? So that be as creative as possible. I don't, I don't say, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I like this one better. I think I could do all of it.
Yeah. What would be your advice for someone that just got out, but they really can't, like, they don't know what to do, you know?
They don't know what to do as far as what.
Like, where to even start? They can't rap. They don't really, like,
Fuck
they
rap,
literally just
man.
got out.
Rapping is not the key to being successful in life, man. I got so many successful homies that never rapped in their life. I got a homie that came from prison, started his got into the construction game, and now he owns his own construction company. He's hiring people. He got my uncle hired when he came home. I got another friend who actually fought to get his freedom, right? Gave time back, came home, and right now he's a paralegal at one of the biggest law firms in the city, right? So it's so many other successful um, stories outside of being a rapper. We don't gotta limit ourselves to that. Like, yeah, rapping is nah. Mm-mm. I don't even recommend that if you got some other skills.
Yeah. Do you think coming home, what was the motivation to like you don't have a choice but to win? Was it your child? Was it, having a good woman in your life at the time?
I always been like that. Like, I always been ambitious. I always been, you know, a person that could be dedicated to his grind. You understand? I don't make no excuses about nothing. I always had the attitude to get up and go get it. So if I could be up north and these people was putting me in a in a mess hall and I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go wash pots, then I could go get up at 5:30 in the morning every day and go pick up my son and take him to daycare. You understand?
Yeah.
So I use certain lessons in life to help me in the next.
What would be like if you could speak, like I know you speak in front of, people in Rikers, if you could speak in front of a group of kids who have not been in jail yet, but they're heading that way because they're
I
misbehaving.
do that. I do that. I do that.
Okay.
Like I tell you, like I do that. You know what I'm saying? I pull up. I pull up to the jails. I go to the schools. I go to programs. I was just at a program in the Bronx. Life Up, Guns Down. Shout out to them. Now they got a dope program in the Bronx where they actually helping at risk youth. Because I was that. I was a kid that was at risk. I was going through confusion and not understanding what I wanted to do with my life and always in trouble. So yeah, I try to be the motivation and give some inspiration. You're not gonna reach everybody, but if you're talking to a room full of 40 people, somebody gonna get it.
So looking back on why you were, at the time going through your, why do you think that was? What really caused, you not knowing exactly what direction to go in?
I mean, listen, we adapt to our environment, and the problem with the way we grow up a lot of times is that we adapt to it in a negative fashion, and it's just that simple, or we had choices. We could have took school more serious, but when you feel like you're attracted to what's fast and you want the results fast, then you start to get pulled in that direction. So it's the same story that's been going on since the beginning of time. If you don't have much and you don't know much, then you're gonna do what you got.
Facts. So being in New York, a lot of people are always outside, but certain people, it's like you never run into them. So I seen, the beef between you and
Mhm.
Hassan Campbell, and you said that it's funny, I never see the trolls in real life.
Never, 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 ever. Yo, it's fun. It's all fun and games at this point. I used to get really, really upset. Like a few years ago when niggas was talking because I ain't understand the internet, and it was just like, damn, why these dudes just be talking about niggas? And you talking about niggas you don't know. You talking about people that you're not even in the circle with. But now I get it, and it's all about what I was talking to you about before. A lot of these guys, they monetize their pages, and they just looking to get money. So they say whatever. They don't, whether it's true, whether it's not even a fact, a rumor, whatever. They just repeating shit, saying shit, being disrespectful, and then at this point, I don't take it too personal because I see them do it to everybody.
Yeah.
So with that one, I was like, okay, you want to troll? Let me troll a little bit too. Let me, fuck it, we could both troll. you know and it ain't nothing though, because and then just as fast as we start that, we off that. We got other shit going on. We ain't sitting on no couch just doing nothing all day talking about other niggas. So we outside in real time. And when people want to make mention to giving back and really doing things for the community, we really out here, we really outside pushing the line, doing shit. So it's all good.
Okay. And I love the new song. It's the viral song.
Tell me you love me so we can go viral.
Every single
Yeah.
bad bitch from New York
Uh,
has that song
yeah.
like in their video right
I
now.
mean, yeah, it's a fact.
Damn. It must
Yeah,
feel good.
we
Like,
got
yo,
we got
yo.
the remix too. The remix about to drop with Remy on there, part two.
Hey,
Yeah,
Remy. Yes,
yeah,
good
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Okay, we love Remy here.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
And then what could we look out for next?
Man, we just rocking and rolling, man. You know me. You gonna see me. I'm doing something. You know, I just told you we had the book coming. We
Yes, The Art of Freedom. I'm gonna
oh
get that
yeah,
as soon as it's out.
yeah, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I've been
What do
working
you
on
want
it.
to be remembered as? Like when everything's said and done and people look back like, yo, Maino, he was.
I want my legacy to be like inspiration, to be like motivation. I want to. At the end of the day, we seen how he started. We seen the bumps, the bruises, the scars. We, but then he was able to inspire me. You know what I mean? Like it has to be because you got to think about the people that you be around, right? Are you in a circle full of people that inspire you?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you know that's not good, right? That's
We
a jail in
inspire
itself.
and uplift each other every day.
There you
Otherwise,
go.
we wouldn't be
There you
around each
go.
other.
There you go. So if you're not, that is a prison itself. Being around people that don't inspire you, or you don't motivate the people around you. So that's very key.
Yeah, your circle is very important and the things you follow. Like even if you follow bad things on the gram, people that are always like depressed and got some shit
Nah,
to say,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
don't need that type of energy.
We ain't doing that. We don't even listen. Energy is so important though because it's like how we gonna get to where we trying to get to if we allowing bullshit energy to get to us. You know what I mean? So we gotta be very careful who we give our energy to and what we give it to. So
Yeah, but I really appreciate you giving official
nah,
prison talk some energy.
yeah,
And
yeah. Official prison talk.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
Maino. I know you don't feel like a legend, but we all know you are. You're the GOAT, and we really thank you for your time. I know how busy you are.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate you.
so much. I know I appreciate
Damn,
you.
homie. Damn, homie. I like saying that though. Damn, homie.
I know.
All
But
right,
yeah,
though.
guys, comment,
Love.
like, subscribe. This has been Official Prison Talk with our very special guest, Maino. Thank you again, bro. I really
All right.
appreciate you.
Love. Thank you.